Scugog takes a step towards allowing Sunday gun hunting. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Scugog. The township of Scugog is moving towards allowing gun hunting on Sundays in the township. The issue was discussed at a meeting on Monday, February 5th, after a few residents submitted requests to have Sunday gun hunting allowed. At the meeting, councilors approved recommendations to permit Sunday gun hunting within the guidelines of the township's discharge of firearms bylaw, and to request the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry to add the township to its list and map of Southern Ontario municipalities which permit Sunday gun hunting. Currently, hunting is allowed in the township during hunting season from Monday to Saturday. Once upon a time, the provincial government did not allow hunting on Sundays at all. Back in 2005, they decided to open that up and let the municipalities determine whether they wanted to permit hunting on Sundays. It was up to the municipalities to reach out to the provincial government and let them know yay or nay, Municipal Law Officer Denise Stevenson told councillors. According to a report from Ms. Stevenson, to date, 189 municipalities in Ontario have decided to allow gun hunting within their borders. Ms. Stevenson pointed out the importance of hunting to the Scugog community. We are a rural community, and hunting is a big part of the lifestyle for many people in rural communities. Autofest Nationals Car Show leaving Oshawa for Uxbridge's Elgin Park. Daryl Knight, The Standard, Uxbridge. After 30 years at Lakeview Park in Oshawa, the popular Autofest Nationals Car Show will be heading to North Durham this summer. With the recent announcement, the event will relocate to Uxbridge's Elgin Park. In late January, the Motor City Car Club, which runs the event, released a statement explaining their reasons for the move. The statement included wishes to expand the event beyond the constraints at Lakeview Park, as well as competition from other events and users of the popular space on the shores of Lake Ontario. The inaugural edition of the event in Uxbridge is scheduled for the weekend of August 24th and 25th, 2024. Elgin Park is known for its spacious rolling landscapes and beautiful scenery. It's the perfect backdrop for our Autofest Nationals. The site is considerably larger than we're accustomed to and allows us to offer limited camping, a Saturday evening concert on the on-site band shell, 5 times more parking, and even more shade trees. The township of Uxbridge has welcomed us with open arms. They are as excited to have us as we are to be there, the club statement read. Uxbridge Tourism Coordinator Caitlin Jones was enthusiastic when discussing the latest addition to the summer lineup at Elgin Park, which has played host to the Boner Boys Classic Car Show on Thursday nights for more than a decade. Everyone is pretty excited about the news, said Ms. Jones. We think it's going to be a great addition to an already great lineup of events at Elgin Park. People seem pretty excited because everyone here really has an affinity for classic cars. Ms. Jones added the setting at Elgin Park will not only aid Autofest Nationals in their goals to expand the event, but also offer a great atmosphere for presenters and visitors alike. Elgin Park is really great for car shows and large events because there's so much space. There's a lot of space for spectators to walk around, as well as for the cars to park. It also has a lot of shade, which is really important for classic cars. They can't be out in the sun all day and all night. The shade really helps with that, I think.
Celebrate February with the Frost Fest in Bobcaygeon. Courtney McClure, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. This year, Bobcaygeon's annual Frost Fest will be held over the family-long weekend, leaving 3 days for frosty family fun. Festivities start on Saturday, February 17th, lasting until Monday, February 19th. Highlights of the Bobcaygeon Frost Fest include outdoor and public skating and other outdoor activities. In the past, the Frost Fest was a one-day event. However, after receiving feedback from the community, the organizers, Impact 32, decided to run the fest over the Family Day weekend in February. Staying inside during winter can become boring, so many families look for various activities they can do together, whether the activities are outdoor or indoor. Similarly, the Bobcaygeon Frost Fest is usually a hit with families. The purpose of Impact 32 is to create events during the off-season in Bobcaygeon to stimulate economic growth throughout the town. The group is made up of local business owners and volunteers from Bobcaygeon and is partnered with Bobcaygeon and the Chamber of Commerce. One of the volunteers from Impact 32 is Nicole Campbell. Her workplace, Ball Real Estate, is also organizing a free hot chocolate bar. Visitors will be able to make their own cup of hot chocolate using ingredients which are placed out by volunteers. There will also be other beverages available like apple cider. Ms. Campbell's favorite part of the Frostfest is volunteering for activities geared towards kids. It's really nice to see people get outside, she said. In 2023, Ms. Campbell said she was surprised to see many people she didn't recognize, so she assumed they were from outside of Bobcaygeon. Cottage towns tend to be quiet in the winter, she explained, so it was nice to see the town super busy. The Frostfest mainly attracts families. Many people who visit Bobcaygeon Frostfests aren't from the larger city of Kawartha Lakes. Impact 32 is always accepting new volunteers and members. Joining Impact 32 is a great way to get involved within the Bobcaygeon community and meet new people. Impact 32 is not the only organization you can join. You can also donate your time to help out directly with Frostfest. If you are a high school student, you can also volunteer with Frostfest, and those hours can go toward the mandatory hours you need to graduate. If you would like to help out with Frostfest in February or join Impact 32, please contact them by email at visitbobcaygeon@gmail.com. For more information about the Bobcaygeon Frostfest, please visit the Bobcaygeon Chamber of Commerce's and/or Impact 32's Facebook pages.
Have your say at Brock's Budget Open House on Monday, February 12th. Daryl Knight, The Standard. Brock. With councillors now in the midst of the annual municipal budget deliberation process, the public is invited to attend a budget open house in Council's chambers at Town Hall in Cannington from 6 to 7 p.m. on Monday, February 12th. During the open house, Township staff will be providing a brief presentation on the 2024 municipal budget process, as well as being available to answer questions from local residents. There is also an option to attend the open house virtually. Send an email to clerks@brock.ca to register, and a link will be provided to allow remote access to the event. The budget was a topic of discussion at Council's meeting on the evening of Monday, January 29th, in a presentation from Brock's Director of Finance, Trina Bruin, which marks the start of the 2024 municipal budget deliberation process. We're not getting into the details of the budget this evening, explained Mayor Walter Schumer. That starts next week, Monday, February 5th. When we have our department heads here and they do their presentations, then we put them under the heat lamp and ask them all kinds of questions. Today, this is a very high-level and thorough presentation and report from our Director of Finance. The presentation contained nearly 50 slides and covered a wide range of topics, including important township demographics and trends, where the township is spending its almost $30 million budget, split almost equally between the operating and capital components, opportunities and challenges for the municipality in 2024 and beyond.
When purposes come together. This year, we are fast approaching two significant commemoration times within our culture at the same time. This very rarely happens. There may be a special opportunity to see and gain from the synergy here. Firstly, I speak of Valentine's Day, not because it is the more or less important of the two, but because simply I had to choose one to start. Many of today's emotional surface dwellers don't really realize the true depth of the day, so let's talk about the value of this commemoration. Valentine's Day originated in the spiritual joining of young men and women through a priest named San Valentino. At the time when Rome, in its self-absorbed grandeur, wanted all young men on the battlefield, away from loved ones, without any attachments, it forbade marriage for any soldier. It was believed they would not have a divided loyalty or focus, and so marshal a greater desire to defend Rome. However, Valentino defied an edict against marrying, defending the sacredness of the covenant of matrimony, marriage, and the value of real love and family, eventually to his own peril. As he expected, later it was discovered married men fought harder to defend the love of their life and family loved ones, hence the sainthood. This is certainly part of God's intention for marriage in any society. There was never any part of the amorous distraction thrust into it like today. Then there is Lent, also this year on the 14th of February, which actually means spring. It's the time when life is released from the coldness of icy winter, when all the seeds of life spring toward the warming light, extending roots to break new ground. Such a change. The word spring has its roots in words like long, elongated, or lengthen. It is said the plants are lengthened as they grow upward, at a time when the days also grow longer. All of this explosive flurry in spring is responding to the call of victory over death in the wintry past. The efforts of death, or anything which seeks to deny the healthy existence of life, are thus denied. In Lent, this includes our own preoccupation with comfort, self-indulgence, and an exaggerated sense of fear for security. Lent is an expression of this same reorientation in spring, a denial of self through a fast. You've heard the expression, "Oh, I'm giving it up for Lent." That's where this comes from. Anyone who is married definitely understands denial of self for the life of another, and even more so once children are a part of the equation. This is the nature of God. This is not to say others can't experience love for another and maybe even experience God's true love in sacrifice for the betterment of another. In Lent, there is a kind of shaking ourselves out of the stuckedness we experience over the winter. It's a way of challenging death's hold on our spirits, so we can reach for new hope and direction. Accompanying this in Lent is the giving of goods to the church, which subsequently gives it to ministries it is connected with to help those in need. Additionally, food banks benefit from this supply to others in self-sacrifice. Well, when these two purposes conspire, they can truly inspire. Let's look at it. In Lent, we have the shaking off of the lethargy we have become accustomed to in our cold times in life, those spiritually wintry seasons. Then, in Valentine's Day, we have love, defending marriage, family, and rightness in relationships to others, and so this way, society. In Lent, our reaching elongates and stretches us and expands our capacity to love, providing for others. In tandem, it is the arresting of our self-absorption and, if you will, the reaching up to higher goals as a reorientation of life. Happy Lenten times. Happy seasoning.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan van Bilsen.
By now, you've probably heard we, the people of Scugog and a large part of Durham region, are heading into another election. The official date, as announced by Stephanie Perreault, who's the Chief Electoral Officer of Canada, will be on Monday, March the 4th. This by-election is to fill the seat vacated by Honourable Aaron O'Toole upon his retirement from politics. 5 people have stepped up to the plate, each representing one of the 5 major parties that make up our federal political system. They are, and in no particular order, Kevin McKenzie, a current elected school board trustee, will be representing the Green Party. Jamil Javani, who's a lawyer and a commentator, and he'll be seeking the Conservative seat. Chris Borja, the president of the Durham Region Labour Council, is once again representing the NDP entity. Robert Rock, who's a councillor for Scugog's Ward 3, is the Liberal candidate, and Patricia Conlon, an author, international speaker, and small business owner, will be representing the People's Party, a spot she pursued in the last federal election. The election process for a vacant seat is very strict and adhered to by the government. The Speaker of the House officially declared the seat for Durham to be vacant as of August 3rd. The date of the election must be announced between August 14th and January 30th. The election has to be held on a Monday, at least 36 days, but not more than 50 days after the announcement. The Prime Minister's office is involved in the timing decision, attempting obviously to pick a date that's beneficial to them. This election is also historic, as new measures installed recently to protect elections from any potential foreign interference will be applied. In 2019, the SITE, which is the Security and Intelligence Threats to Elections Task Force, was established as part of the government's plan to protect our democracy. The group is composed of CISAs, the Communication Security Establishment, Global Affairs Canada, and the RCMP. Obviously, they're taking this very serious. Whatever your views, whatever your opinions, whatever your beliefs, the best way to keep our country a nation where free speech, choice of worship, and a diverse democracy will continue to exist is to get out and vote. Your voice matters. I'm Jonathan van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.